Start.
So, hello and welcome to the Football Talk Exchange. I'm your host Shubham Thakkar, and in this video, I have with me my friend Aryan Nagraj, and we'll be forming our own Champions League team of the season. So, let's get straight into it. Aryan, your formation is
My formation is the 4-4-2 diamond wide, and yours is
I've gone for a 3-5-2
okay.
with
Let's
like
start.
two defensive midfielders and more wide players.
Okay, let's start with yours, Shubham. Yeah.
So, in goal, I have Jan Oblak,
Okay.
like 4 clean sheets in 8 games. One less than Keylor Navas, but I think he's at a much tougher group. So I think Oblak will be the goalkeeper in my team. Who's
Hmm.
yours?
नहीं पूरा तू एक बार कर ले फिर मैं करूँगा तेरा पूरा कर फिर मैं करूँगा
All right.
फिर वो
So
the squads will be visible
my
which will be easier.
all right, all right. So my three centre backs are so like the right-sided centre back is Benjamin Pavard.
Oh, good choice.
He's played as a more of a right back this season for Bayern, but we know he can play centre back as well. So he's one of the centre backs. Then the centre back, if you'd like to call it, is Marquinhos. So 5 clean sheets in 7 Champions League games. So I think Marquinhos should be the main sort of centre back. We know he's good in the air as well. So yeah, he's one. Also, just a disclaimer: there's going to be a lot of Bayern players in my team because arguably they've been the best team this season.
In my opinion as well.
So yeah. So the left-sided centre back again from Bayern, David Alaba.
Good
So
choice.
for most of his career, he's played as a left back. But we know this season, since Hernandez or Davies has been playing at left back, Alaba has slotted in at centre back. So
And
I think,
also,
yeah,
Bayern have been plagued with a lot of injuries at defensive positions, so they have
yeah.
to like rotate
So
their positions a lot.
rotate, yeah. So he's one of them. Then one of the two centre backs, Thomas
Like
Partey.
midfielders, defensive midfielders.
Yeah, defensive
Yeah,
midfielder. Thomas Partey from Atletico.
good choice.
I haven't seen much of Atletico yet, but in the games against Liverpool, from what I've heard, he's done very well. Like strong 8 or 9 out of 10 performances in both these games. He's like good enough for the Premier League. So
We had rumors
and
of Arsenal chasing him in like this transfer
yeah,
window.
Arsenal and even United have been linked to him. So no personal bias there. He's just a very good player.
Very good
So he's one
all-round
of
like player,
yeah.
gifted in every department. Your other defensive
He's very
midfielder,
yeah. Other one is Thiago again from Bayern.
Alcantara.
Yeah, Thiago Alcantara. Again, one of the best midfielders we have. Is very good on the ball. Obviously, because of he's been at Barcelona, so credit to Barcelona. A bit of credit to Barcelona as well for that. And yeah, that's my defensive midfield complete. Now you've got one left midfielder, one right midfielder, and a number 10 with two strikers. So the left-sided midfielder, I've gone for just a second. I've gone for I forgot. Sorry, just give me a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Alphonso Davies from Bayern.
Alfonso Davies.
So yeah, primarily a left back, but he's very an attacking sort of. He's like Trent on the left side. So I've gone for him as the left midfielder.
But on the
Or
other
sort
hand,
of the wing back. Yeah.
there were players in his pocket in the Spurs game. So
Yeah.
he's very talented.
So,
Yes, he's very talented for his age.
Yeah, and we haven't seen even like 10-15% of him of his career.
Very true.
Yeah. So the right-sided midfielder is a bit more attacking. I've gone again for a Bayern player,
Serge Gnabry.
Serge Gnabry. Yeah,
Everybody.
I saw him against I saw him against Chelsea. He was fantastic.
Hmm. Even
So
against Tottenham, amazing game.
yeah,
Amazing
like
game.
3 or 4 goals.
Four
Was it?
goals. 4 goals.
Yeah. So
Now for
uh,
your number
that's
10.
like already 1, 2, 3, 4 Bayern players out of
7.
8.
8.
Yeah,
Yeah,
7
8.
or 8.
Yeah.
8.
Hmm.
No, 5 out of 8 because you've got Thiago, Davies, Nabri,
Pavard,
the two
Nabri.
center backs,
Yeah.
Alaba and Pavard. Yeah.
Alaba and Pavard, yeah.
So number 10, arguably the best midfielder,
Hmm.
the most creative midfielder, Kevin De
Yeah.
Bruyne.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I saw him against Real Madrid,
Hmm.
and in the second half he just like destroyed Real Madrid's defense. And we know like Guardiola, big credit to him. He's made him so intelligent football wise. So like literally, he's the best midfielder.
Hmm. So
Yeah,
he
the two forwards.
Guardiola
Sorry.
had this guy. Like this guy was the most technically gifted in the Man City midfield, and Guardiola just managed to like push him over the edge and make him like one of
Yeah,
the
yeah.
best playmakers in the world.
If I hadn't checked a few minutes ago, I thought that Guardiola was the one who bought De Bruyne to City.
Nah, he was there before.
Him a season before Guardiola
Yeah,
did, I
one
think.
season before. Yes. Hmm.
Surprising, Jose decided to sell him, but he's not very clever with transfers,
I
you know.
mean, yeah, yeah. Who's your first
And
striker?
I think it's very predictable. The two,
Very predictable. It
Erling
might be.
Haaland,
It might be
yeah,
similar to mine.
Erling Haaland and Lewandowski.
Yeah.
Both of them have got like 10 plus goals already, 7 or 8 games played.
Hmm.
So, I mean, there's no other competition in those places.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, like Bayern with already the dominant season they were having, and like to all credit to Dortmund as well for like snapping up somebody like a Haaland who's going to be like a generational striker if he lives up to its potential for like $20 million is amazing business from Dortmund as they always
Yeah.
do. Like this entire summer was like filled with amazing signings for Dortmund, like Brandt, Hazard, Haaland. They just like bolstered their entire like team in
Squad,
every
yeah.
different aspect. That was really good work from like their president. This is your
Apparently,
team
United were interested, or
in Haaland.
arguably the bigger club, yeah. But the project at Dortmund is just you can't reject it because they have a knack of uh, developing youth players into one of the best in their positions.
It's like the
Like we
perfect
already,
stepping stone. Like if you want to
yeah,
go to
yeah,
a
yeah,
big club, you have to prove
bigger club.
yourself at Dortmund. Like
Hmm.
you can prove
Yes,
like Dortmund
true.
is a perennial UCL club. It's like one of the top clubs in the Bundesliga. So nobody will doubt you if you
Hmm.
prove yourself at Dortmund because
Yeah.
you're proving yourself at the biggest stages.
Hmm. It's like a feeder club,
Hmm.
but not to
Kind
one
of.
particular club. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
I can understand that comparison. Very well balanced team, Shivam. Like I would agree with most of it. I do have some differences in my team though. So like
Yeah, obviously, yeah.
let's get into my team. I think.
Hmm.
Yeah.
If you could just put my team on your screen, if that's possible.
Yeah. This is your team on the screen right now. I think it will be bigger if I save it. Hmm. Here's your entire team on screen. दिख रहा है क्या?
Hmm. Huh.
दिख रहा है ना? Yeah. So let's run through Shubham's team one last time. We have in goal Jan Oblak. At right center back we have Benjamin Pavard. In the center we have Marquinhos. On the left we have David Alaba. In the two defensive midfield roles we have Thiago Alcantara and Thomas Partey. In the attacking midfield position we have Kevin De Bruyne. At the wingers we have Alphonso Davies on the left and Serge Gnabry on the right. And up top we have Robert Lewandowski and Erling Haaland. Very good team.
You know, actually, while making this team, I felt like one of our former classmates, I would not want to name him, for having a right back and a left back. in
I mean, sort of.
yeah,
You have sort of done the same thing with Pavard and Alaba, but yeah, I can understand they've been playing in center in Bayern's defense.
yeah.
Yeah, I can understand that. Let's move on
So
to.
your team. Yeah, let's go through your team.
I think I'll create a new page. Yeah, so in goal, I think there should be no surprises. Like I've gone with Jan Oblak as well. He's been one of he's not the clean sheets leader this season. It's been Keylor Navas, but that's because PSG
Yeah,
have a wonderful defense in front of them. But Oblak,
and
even
they
after
also had an easier group.
also in easier group, I can understand that. But like Oblak has coped so well with the departure of like their top defenders like Felipe Luis and Diego Godin, and still managed to keep like such like stronghold on the defense, even with like new signings like Hermoso and Felipe taking time to adjust to the
Trippier,
Atleti system. Yeah, I
even
think
Trippier. Yeah.
Trippier adjusted very well to their system because he was literally like Juan Fran. There was no difference between him and Juan Fran. Very defensive, like center backs with a good like technical ability on the ball. So yeah, I mean, I don't have like any differences with you in going with Jan Oblak in goal. Amazing performance against Liverpool, especially in like the second leg of the knockout stages. Denied, who was it? I think Firmino
I don't
on
remember. I don't remember.
Firmino on multiple occasions, and keeping like a great game in general in the extra time period as well.
Obviously, considering the number of crosses Arnold and Robertson must have
Spammed.
he must have he must have made a fair few good saves.
Yes, very good saves. Yeah, at the first centre back position, in the right centre back position, I have gone for a different PSG centre back to you, and it is going to be Presnel Kimpembe. I think not only in the group stages, he also proved himself like very well in that game against Dortmund in the second leg. He was like vital to the comeback, and like he has proven himself not only in the group stage but also in the knockout stages. What I'm going for is the theme here. So like one of the defenders from PSG was going to get in. We all knew. For in your case it was Marquinhos, in mine it was Kimpembe. Also Thiago Silva has had a good campaign, but not as good as the other two, which we have mentioned in our teams. In the second centre back position, Ballon d'Or nominee this year, even though his team got knocked out, he still was one of the best centre backs in the UCL this season. And I'm not saying that lightly, because like people say Virgil van Dijk doesn't like dive into tackles usually. Like he is usually just
You
like
don't need to, yeah.
rock at the back. Yeah, he doesn't need to. Shubham just mentioned my point. Also, Virgil van Dijk has attempted and made the most passes this season in the UCL. I think around 750.
Yeah,
so like
his long passes are from the back are just amazing.
I still
Pinpoint
remember
accuracy
that
most of the
pass for
times.
Mane for the
Mane,
clip
yes,
against
yeah.
Neuer. That was an amazing ball. Like credits to him. Even though Liverpool got knocked out, Van Dijk does deserve his fair share of credit. At the right back position, I don't think you had him in his team, but I have considered him since he had many like assists and goals in the group stages, and he was like one of the top contributors for Dortmund in their group stage run. I am going with Ashraf Hakimi. He's been played in like a variety of positions by Lucien Favre. He's been played at right back, right winger, left back, left winger, and he is like perfectly good with both of his feet. He's like both of their fullbacks have been perfectly good. Like Hakimi and Guerrero, they can play in any position. That's why Dortmund have had such a like a potent attack down the wings, because they also have Jadon Sancho and Torgan Hazard. It's really amazing. Like Dortmund is one of the most fun attacks to watch in the season, especially even after the addition of
Erling
Haaland
Haaland,
as well. Yeah. At the left back, there was a toss-up between Pavard and Davies, and I was going to go with the one you didn't go with, but since you went with both of them, I am going to go with Benjamin Pavard. Pavard arguably has had a better. I mean, none of the positions in the defense make sense, but
does
like
he play at left back?
none of the positions in the defense make sense. I'm just going for like the best defenders in the UCL this season.
All right. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I mean,
We could put
I could easily switch
we could
Hakimi
put
right now. Yeah,
yeah,
I could put Hakimi at left back
exactly.
and
Yeah.
Pavard at right back. Yeah, that makes more sense. Okay, so Pavard, he is one of the top completion rates. He's one of the top in completion rates and passes in defense. I think he's got like a 92% completion rate, which is very impressive for a defender who's got like 15 cross attempts and 5 crosses completed, which is also a very impressive stat for a defender who's been playing at center back most of the campaign. I mean,
Mhm.
Pavard is like the underrated like key that holds the defense of Bayern together, like
Mhm.
the entire team of Bayern
Sort
together.
of like Varane at Real Madrid a few years ago.
Yeah. I can go
Mm.
with that. I mean, I didn't change my formation. I think I should change it right now. Yeah, the 4-1-2-1-2 wide. In the defensive midfield position, you mentioned
Uh, uh, uh,
Party and क्या हुआ?
um, एक second. Sorry.
Hmm.
I think there's a problem with your team. Since you've changed the formation, it looks like Oblak is at centre back.
Okay, one second. Ah, yeah, no problem. I'll just sort that out right now. Okay, much better. Yeah. In your defensive midfield positions, you had Thomas Partey and Thiago Alcantara. I am going to shout out another defensive midfielder who had an underrated season this year, and that was Axel Witsel. He was like the glue that
Mm.
held Dortmund's midfield together. Like when Erling Haaland and Jadon Sancho and Hazard were all pushing up for attacks, Witsel was like the defensive like rock in the center that was like holding the defense together. I also would have got
Mm.
Matt Hummels into this team, but Van Dijk and Kimpembe have been like on a different level this
Yeah.
season. But Bitzel, I think one of the Dortmund boys, I have got two, but one of the Dortmund boys did deserve the nod ahead.
Mm.
I mean, Haaland is going to get in, but Haaland was primarily because of his season at Salzburg. So I would
Yeah.
consider Bitzel to be like my defensive midfielder for this season. At the center attacking midfield position is also another different player from your team. I'm going with Josip Ilicic. Very
All right.
underrated team,
Atalanta. Yeah.
Atalanta.
Mm.
They had a fairy tale run. Their fairy tale run is still continuing with an 8-4 triumph against Valencia, which none
Yeah.
of us expected, especially at the Mestalla. They scored 6 goals, which was like unprecedented. No, 4 goals, sorry. 4 goals, all of them coming from Ilicic. Unprecedented stuff.
Mm.
And Ilicic also has like a very good long shot on him. I've seen many Serie A's like highlights this season of Atalanta, especially after I heard
Mhm.
that they scored 7 goals twice this season. Atalanta's
Yeah.
been one of the most fun in this area, and Ilicic and Alejandro Gomez, who couldn't get into this team, but both of them have been like the key creators or like facilitators in their team. At the right wing position, this might be a little bit of a bias, but I am going with Lionel Messi.
Messi. Yeah.
This might be a little bit of a bias, but if you look at the not just the stats, if you look at like if you haven't obviously seen many Barca games, but if
Mm.
you manage to like watch any of the Barca games, you would see like very few people like actually determined to get forward under Ernesto Valverde, and one of them was obviously Messi. Messi to me is still one of the best players in the world, top two in the world at this moment. I'm
Who's the other one?
It's still Ronaldo, yes. I don't know who's one and two, but it's still Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I would agree. I would place Messi personally in this team. There were a lot of other shouts in your team, as you mentioned, Davies at left winger, left midfielder. But yeah, I would go with Messi. It might be just because of personal bias, but he's also leading the Champions League in assists this season with 4. So swings
Yes,
and
three, if I'm
roundabouts.
not wrong.
3? Yeah, 3. Okay, 3. Yeah.
One football said three. Like,
Yeah, 3. Okay. Yeah, it's still the leading. It's tied for the top then, I guess. Yeah, it's tied for the top then.
maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the left midfielder position, I mean, this guy can play either left wing, right wing, or center attacking midfielder. And he just had to be in this team after his wonderful
Gnabry,
performances.
yeah,
It's going
man.
to be Serge Gnabry. He was like like running. He was like the engine that ran the wings. He's obviously very fast. He's good at dribbling. He like took down. He absolutely annihilated Spurs defense in that 7-2 routing at the new London Stadium, new Tottenham Stadium. I'm sorry, and
The Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Yeah.
Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, I
Hmm.
don't think this is like a no-brainer. I don't think anybody would have any complaints with me putting in Serge Gnabry.
Yeah,
And
yeah, no.
now comes the two strikers. I think it's going to be the same as you. It's going to be Robert Lewandowski, who's leading the Champions League with 11 goals. And
11
we
goals, and
have
Haaland has 10.
Haaland, who's going to be with 10 goals. I mean, um, there's only one talented player from Red Bull Salzburg who hasn't been picked up yet, like who has loads of potential, and that's the guy who dribbled past Van Dijk at Anfield, Wang Hee-chan.
Oh, okay.
That's the only guy who's still like committed to Red Bull Salzburg. Even Takumi Minamino transferred to Liverpool, and this guy went to Dortmund. And this is an absolute steal, in my opinion, for Dortmund. Like 20 million for a
20
generic
million, yeah.
talent who could be like the successor to like an R9 kind of role. He can like dribble past the goalkeeper. He's like 6'4".
He's like the all round, and he's still very fast.
He's still so fast. He is like he clocks fast sprints. He's like what he ran 80 meters in 7 seconds, if I'm not mistaken. 60 meters.
No, I don't know.
60 meters
But
in
I saw
7 seconds.
that. Yeah, I saw that
But
sprint.
that's still an incredible stat. That was the sprint against Augsburg, I believe, in the Bundesliga when they came back from 3-1 to win 4-3, and Haaland scored 2 of the goals. That was like his second goal.
I have no idea.
Second game for Dortmund. Yeah, that was an amazing game, as well as like that was an amazing run. So yeah, Lewandowski and Haaland, I don't think there's enough said by their games itself. So I don't think I need to prove anything here. Yeah, so that's going to be my team. In goal, we have Jan Oblak. At right center back is Kimpembe. At right back is Pavard. At left back is Virgil van Dijk. At left center back is Virgil van Dijk. At left back is Hakimi. At the defensive midfield, we have Axel Witsel. At the attacking midfield, we have Josep Pelisic. At right winger, we have Lionel Messi. At left wing, we have Serge Gnabry. And the two strikers are Robert Lewandowski and Erling Haaland. Yeah. Hey, Shivam.
Hi, boy.
Hi.
Yeah. What do you rate my team, guys?
Yeah, just a second. Shivam wants to see your team.
Yeah. Do you want me to zoom in even more or?
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
शुभम का टीम भी देखना है क्या?
No, he knows my team already.
Yeah. So I personally would rate your team. This is I do not disagree with any of these selections. Like I personally would not find fault with any of your selections.
Sorry,
So I would give it like a 9.5 out of 10. That's a solid selection from you. That's a very solid selection from you.
So your team, couple of players I did not expect, especially Witsel and Kimpembe. Like I watched Kimpembe against United last season, and he was very rough into the tackle.
Yeah,
So,
I mean,
I did
last
not
season's
expect
Kimpembe
to be here.
and
Yeah.
this season's Kimpembe, there is a lot of a difference. And after PSG considered just 2 goals in 6 games, somebody from PSG had to be in this team. And I just figured because Kimpembe has proven himself in the group as well as in the knockout stage against Dortmund, it had to be him.
And personally, I mistook Ilicic to be a striker. So
I mean, he has played both striker and attacking midfielder, and Atalanta have like a lot of freedom with their positioning because Gomez as well can play anywhere. Luis Muriel can play anywhere. Duvan Zapata can play anywhere. I think Duvan Zapata can play at striker, but the other 3 can play anywhere. So, like they have a lot of positional freedom. I just wanted to make it work with this formation and the players that I personally felt that would make the team of the season. So what would you rate?
And also, I did not expect Messi to be here.
Yeah, I mean it's a little bit of a controversial decision, but like he's leading the Champions League in dribbles per game, like by far. He's like 9 dribbles, and the rest have like 7 dribbles, and he also is leading the league in assists. So I like managed to shout out someone who's making play very well. in the midfield, which is why I wanted to go with Messi. Just
Okay.
shame that I'm a Barca fan. It comes across
Again,
as a little bit of bias. Hmm.
again, I'd give your team 9.5. I mean,
Hmm.
because you know a bit more about football, like you know more about the other leagues.
Hmm.
You know more about the players from the other leagues, like Ilicic and Witzel.
Hmm.
Two players, not many people would have picked. So yeah,
Hmm.
9.5 out of 10 again.
I mean, they both are literally the definition of underrated. So, like somebody like an Ilicic, he could easily be in a Ballon d'Or conversation just because he's 31 or something. He's not going to be. Hmm.
True. And yeah, also it's because he's at a smaller team. He's not getting as much attention.
But has proven himself in the Champions League
Yeah.
as well as in Serie A. Serie A is not an easy league to prove yourself in because, as I
Yeah.
said in like the podcast video, the fans demand goals, as Chiellini said. And they've just been doing that. Atalanta have been a great fairy tale team this season. And I hope they go like Roma or Ajax, they go to the semi-finals.
You sure you're mentioning Roma?
I mean, I do have flashbacks, but it was still a great success story for a team like them to reach so far into a Champions League when nobody expected it.
Even Monaco from a couple of seasons
Monaco, yes,
ago.
Monaco. How can I forget the great Mbappe, Bakayoko, Mendy team?
Bakayoko, Bernardo Silva.
Bernardo Silva.
Hmm.
That was a great team, yeah. Thinking about it. Yeah, I think that's it. Two great teams from me and Shubham. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. What would you change? And I think we should leave it at that. Shubham?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Thank you guys for watching this video. Leave your UCL team of the season down below in the comments. Share this video with your friends. Subscribe to my channel. Like this video as well. Yeah, share this video with your friends. Subscribe to my channel. Ring the notification bell. And stay home, stay safe. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye, Aryan.
चल मैं सेव कर रहा हूँ इसको.